What's up, everybody? It's been forever. I haven't done this in a minute. It's been a couple weeks. Still been in the market. Still been actually trying to transition the majority of this disseminating news that they're giving to us, whether it's going to be FUD or as far as new adoption from different players. There's so much news that you just can't even keep up with it. That's why I always recommend, if you can, go to Crypto Panic. Such an amazing website. It aggregates news so you don't have to try to search every single site at the exact same time. It aggregates it in a perfect collection. You can do top news, all news, media, blogs, news sites. You can have a specific following, a category of sites that you like, and you can aggregate that together to be able to just disseminate specifically to news that you want to see in the crypto space, which I think is pretty cool. But it's an easy way to keep track. All of us are busy. All of us have jobs and businesses and families and different things that we're doing besides this. But this is important to us too, because this is going to be game-changing wealth. Might not be now. It's something that's going to have to be patient, which all of us need to learn, including myself. I actually am learning so much how to be patient in this market because everybody wants to think like a month from now, a week from now, a day from now. Everybody's looking at these date lines and as far as for specific releases and versions and all that. But the long run, 5 years from now, how is the landscape of 10 years from now? How is the landscape for this going to change? And the trajectory for which this is going to go. And then everybody in their mind can definitively say this is going up. No one in their mind is going to say this is going to zero, or this is actually not going to do mainstream or have mainstream adoption, excuse me. It already has. A lot of different cases, it already has mainstream adoption, whether we like it or not. We can say BTC maybe in some cases doesn't have BTC adoption, but are we talking about El Salvador right now? Or are we actually talking about Turkey? Or we're actually talking about certain places? Even Uganda right now is actually talking about having aspects of crypto, specifically BTC, into their banks to subsidize, you know what I mean, their currency. It's just, I don't understand these, because people are not saying that they could go to Walmart today and buy basically a banana with BTC. It's the issue, and it's not. That's not the mainstream adoption that's going to happen maybe 10 years from now, maybe through use of a stable coin like Tether or USDC, but it's already started now. It's funny how you could relate this completely to back in the day, the internet and mainstream adoption when it comes to the email or utilizing internet. And it's just like, oh yeah, people might send a message, but there might not be mainstream adoption. Clearly, anybody uses their email right now, including workplaces. They were saying businesses were not going to be able to use email, that it wasn't functional. Obviously, that has changed, right? The narrative has completely changed. I think this narrative is actually here as well. The greed to fear index is still up again. If you just check that out if you can. But the market's very stagnant, of course. We always talked about this. I love the fact that Ethereum is less than 2,000. People look at that as a misnomer, a number. It won't hit 1969, went a little bit low. But like I said, I think that's the play right here is Ethereum. Obviously, it's coming up with the London hard fork. They're actually coming up with EIP 159. I actually see the majority of, I mean, it was news the other day too. If you actually said that ICP is going to be actually incorporating Ethereum into one of its big projects. I mean, it's already adapting the majority. That's what ICP is built for. But this is a Silicon Valley crypto startup right here, and basically ICP is the future. That's all I got to say in that aspect of it. But Ethereum is where it's at right now. I think, honestly, in my opinion, it's a little bit stagnant, as you can see today. It was 1979, but it's a good price right now. People are saying Ethereum might go down to 1,000, or there's so many erratic price predictions, but nobody ever knows. So people were saying Ethereum was supposed to go up because of this London hard fork, because it's supposed to be released earlier. It should have been up to 10,000 by now. It should have been up to 20,000. But all I gotta say, it's a good play for 1976 or 1979. How many of us remember Ethereum when it was 150 bucks, $130 in the bear market? I mean, we're 10x from now, and we're still in profits. We're still in the green in it. And it's funny how people are so quick to turn away because of the gas fees and the majority of issues right now and transactions. I get it too. It's slow. It feels archaic. It's a bad software system. In essence, obviously being a blockchain. Legitimately, I think this is opportunity. I see myself buying more Ethereum. That's the use case in this instance. I think honestly, still a big pond fan. My goodness, if anybody is thinking they're looking for a sleeper right here, a gem of the week, gem of the year for me, wife and I actually became a large well in this bucket right here for pond. If you look it up, it's usability, it's functionality. I'm gonna do a whole video on it. It's amazing. The team, you're talking about core developers who are actually from Zilliqa. I mean, look where that's at right now. Yes, and that's the most undervalued, one of the most undervalued. I'll say one of the most undervalued cryptos out there. And talking about functional casing utility, right? And obviously this is another one too. Is going into layer 0. It's pioneering its own track. I know there's one other one that's out there that's kind of like it, but I love the fact it's low market cap. I think that's what the majority of us on here are for the gains. And you see the 1 hour here, the 4 hour as well. I mean, it's kind of that. I get you a little bit, but it's down a lot, 80% from where it was. But like I said, again, you can't beat a $52 million market cap. Where are you going to get that at? Majority of these other outs are way up there in the high market caps, and people don't talk about as much. And I get that too, because it's really more like fundamentals and how much money there is in the marketplace, right? You're talking about trillions of dollars that are out there, and this is only a 1.3, I was right, $1 trillion market cap. That's what I was thinking. Remember, it was at a 3. It was like 3.5, almost 4, and it's cut down to half. So there's so much opportunity in the market. I mean, I want to say the derivatives market in itself, globally, it's $1 trillion market cap. Quadrillion, excuse me. I apologize. It's a $quadrillion market cap. Can you imagine? That's $1,000 trillion. A quadrillion market cap is for the derivatives market. It's like all your commodities, all those every aspects of derivatives. Swaps, can't even think right now. MBSs, right? Those are majority in that aspect of it. Futures, that's that encompassing market is a $1 trillion market cap, a quadrillion market cap. Can't talk right now, but obviously $1.3 trillion is so much opportunity to grow. Can you imagine that? This should be easily $100 trillion market cap. I believe Willy Woo was the one who coded that. I don't want to actually take that away from him. Look him up, Willy Woo on Twitter. The guy's amazing, phenomenal. Been in the market since 2016. Very good economist. I mean, the guy is super brilliant. $100 trillion, he thinks maybe. The majority, he says even more. And we're only at $1.3 trillion. So it's kind of encompassing opportunity to grow. We can't go wrong with a $50 million market cap. There's a couple other ones too, a couple other gems. And one of Labs is another one for tokenizing real estate. I like that too. Almost like a REIT, real estate investment trust, and that aspect of it. So there's a lot of opportunity for obviously these $1 billion market caps to have multiples. And that's what we're looking for in the market, is multiples in the market to get us those gains. That's what we're trying to do, is make life changing wealth in this market. So it's going to take a little bit of time. We just got to be a little bit more patient. That's one thing I'm trying to exude a little bit more, is patience in the market, because all of us are trying to make 100x on a dollar. How can we make 1,000x and $1,000? And I get it too, because people are doing it. You've seen people do it. We get all FOMO, we get jealous, and we want to get in it. But I think a lot of us are missing, including myself, and I'm starting to realize more and more, is what's the long-term gain in this? Yeah, I could maybe turn $100 into 1,000. Maybe if I'm lucky, 10,000, right? But how can we actually turn and aggregate consistently? People talk about DCA, and I love that too. But like saving, you know what I mean? And putting in a little by little, which is DCA, dollar cost averaging, into aggregating as much crypto as we possibly can. Now, maybe even during the bear market, because you can't really lose. If you think about it, is Bitcoin really going to be $32,000 10 years from now? Ask yourself that honestly. Anybody you ask who say no, it would at least be $100,000. The people who are actually pessimists, who actually believe it will at least hit 50,000, excuse me, 500,000. 500,000. People who are bullish think it's going to hit over 1 million, 10 million. Makes you realize, so if that hits the market, what are the other of these alts going to be doing? What are their multiples going to be? How high are they going to be? And just thinking long term like that makes you think that anything you buy right now is going to be on discount. Anything. It's funny how we don't want to overpay for things now, but we're willing to overpay for things in the future. I live the mindset. I'm trying to think more like that, trying to think more strategically, because people we're playing chess. We're thinking we're playing checkers, but really this is all chess. I don't want to sound cliche like that, but just going to get a little bit of thoughts. Look at Pond, look at Marlin. That's still a sleeper. I like the majority of these. I mean, everything. VeChain, I had to say they had news earlier this week. They're actually partnering up with shopping.io. Man, you're going to be able to use VET or VET, whatever you want to call it, VeChain on Amazon. How cool is that? On eBay. They're growing. That's going to be a top 5, in my opinion, soon. That's crazy from where it has gone from. How many of us remember VeChain at 1,000th of a cent, 100,000th of a cent? And it's absolutely killing it at 7 cents right now. And that's a steal. That's crazy to me. VeChain to $1, not even a question. You don't have to think twice of it. It's just a matter of when. Tron's still undervalued. They're actually had a lot of USDC and Tether competition. Look that up. I think that's kind of cool. Competition of stable coins on the platform. But Tron is so cheap and on its network and transactional fees. It makes sense. It's not clustered and overpriced. Crypto.com, even in itself, they're actually striking deals, going mainstream. How many people see the Conor McGregor fight? Yes, UFC struck a deal with the UFC. How cool is that? And a lot of the other coins, it just are these. I mean, Tesla's is actually undervalued right now. It's always stagnant. I think it's actually getting shorted. That's why the majority of that stagnant. I want to see what's Pantera Capital. I don't believe that though, but someone's actually said it was Pantera Capital that actually has been shorting Teslas. I'm about to look that up. But anyway, we'll talk more about this. I want to keep this video long. I want to keep it short. Short videos are the best. So it seems like that's the one you guys are into, and we'll talk more about this in the future. I want to do more of these videos. I keep saying that. Going to be consistent. Going to be keep doing this, and I appreciate all of you guys for subscribing, commenting, and being active in this channel. Appreciate you guys.